Yo, what's up, gang? We back at it again with another Dokkan battle video, baby. And we finna get into another team builder video. So the first two that I did was with the new AGL Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and the other one was with the physical Omega Shenron. But now I'm going backwards. You know what I'm saying? Running backwards and doing the part 1 characters, which I should have did first, but this idea didn't really dawn on me until now. But we finna do the best teams for the STR Blue Boys. Now, really the only team that they really can be run on, or the best team for them right now, is basically Fuse Fighters, which is the best team in the game. But these guys, they also lead Future Saga down here, and they give the extra stats to Bond a Parent and Child and Final Trump Card. So this will be a pretty interesting team to put together, but mainly the team that you want to use is Fused Fighters. So yeah, let's get into that video. If you guys are liking these, hit that like button. Comment under the video. Let me know what other team builders you guys want me to do, and I will do them. Try to help you guys put teams together. And yeah, let's get into the video, baby. All right, so the first, what you want to do here is have this guy as a leader. Like I said, the Super Saiyan Blue, Goku Vegeta, they lead Future Saga and Fuse Fighters, and they give the extra stats to Bond a Parent and Child and Final Trump Card. Now, like I said, if you're running these guys, you're not necessarily running Future Saga, but you're more so running Fuse Fighters. Now, some Fuse Fighters can run also under the Future Saga category, but that's another explanation right there. So the first unit I'm going to put with this character right here that you want to run off tops is you want to run these boys right here. So the 7th year anniversary LRs, they're still banger characters. Might as well just bring both of them over here. These two right here are banger. I'm talking banger characters. I mean, these two EZAs have been dominating the game all year. It started off with long form content, giving these guys chances to stack appropriately, like festival battles. These guys are really good in. I mean, they're practically made for that event. I mean, any like shorter form content, yes, they can get a little bit cooked, but once you get into their blue form and then you get into Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, you're pretty much smacking almost any character in the game. It's more so having to get to turn 4, which isn't hard. It's just, with some of these harder fights, they do hit a lot more, like, they're putting up bigger numbers wise in terms of damage, so you really got to play your cards right. They do have not slot 1, but they have first turn 77% damage reduction, which is a great addition to their EZAs. I mean, put these boys in slot 1, let them get their stacks in. They're nearly invincible in slot 1. And yeah, you pretty much, like, whatever the other team or whatever the rest of your team is doing, put these boys in slot 1, make sure they get their stacks in. And yeah, you'll be good. By turn 4, you should be good. I mean, paired with this guy, you could put him in slot 1 too, because he's basically a dodger. So this Goku portion, he has a great chance of dodging when there are other super class characters or Future Saga. Now, what's really good about this character too is that he's not restricted to Future Saga. He gets super class and Future Saga, but mainly all you're going to be running is super class characters. So he already has a 60% chance to dodge right here, just off tops. And then when you add this 20%, it's basically an 80% chance to dodge. So like I said, you could run this guy in slot 1 when their slot 1 damage reduction goes away, allowing them to stack in slot 2, which they'll be nigh invincible. I mean, this is the perfect character to put in slot 1 for sure. They definitely made a banger character right here. The Vegeta portion of the card is actually a little bit crazier, I would say. Because think about it, he's giving the support to any Trunks characters. He performs 2 guaranteed additionals when you have the 18 key and the 20 key. And as a third attacker in the turn, he performs a guaranteed critical hit. So you're dishing out 3 guaranteed super attacks with guaranteed crit, and these numbers are actually insane, bro. All right, this Goku Vegeta right here, these two are a banger of a character, and if you don't have them, I highly suggest you do go ahead and try and pity out at least try to pity out and get a copy of these guys, because they're going crazy, bro. I'm talking crazy. Like I said, they're not restricted to really anything but super class allies. And I mean, that's a no-brainer when you got these two. And for the next two I'm going to add, I'm just going to make this a little bit easier. I'm going to add Tech Vegeta right here. And then AGL Super Gogeta. Now, the two 10th anniversary LRs also play a good role on this team, because by the time they get to turn 5, like I said, this is a good slot 1 character to have these two in slot 2 and 3, just so they can pretty much like stack up any attack or defense that you might want to. Maybe you want to stack some defense with the Super Vegeta. Maybe you want to get the Ghost Usher with this AGL Gogeta. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have options, especially with this guy in slot 1. You're not forced to run any of these characters in slot 1. I mean, these guys are the exception when they're like fully built, or when they're built up, and they can build up to a lot. Like in Festival of Battles, these guys can easily hit like over like tens and hundreds of millions of like attack and defense. With these guys, pretty much you only want to keep them around for the fusions. That's their main gimmick, is you survive with them until turn 5. You can swap with them turn 4 into their exchange characters. So this is going to be the Tech Super Saiyan Vegeta. This is going to be the AGL Super Saiyan Goku. And pretty much you stack defense with those guys, with those two. And then when it comes to turn 5, that's when you want to pop the active skills and get into the Fusion Boys ASAP. Because this Gogeta right here, you pop his active skill, he supports the whole rotation, bro. Like giving nasty support. And this guy right here, I mean, honestly, bro, like what else is there to be said about Tech Vegeta? He has one of the highest damage caps in the game. His you know what I'm saying? Once he does his super attacks, his counters basically can keep going and going and going. Like he has some nasty counters, which makes this guy still within the top 5 in the game, top 5, top 10. I mean, he's definitely up there for sure. These guys have not fallen off by any means, but I'm not gonna lie. With these harder fights, their defensive capabilities can be exposed. Let's not get it twisted. The defensive capabilities can and will be exposed. Like I said, you have a unit that locks this guy in slot 1, you're pretty much donezo. Lock this guy in slot 1, he could survive, but barely. I've seen it happen. He's barely survived, but this guy gets cooked every time. Every time. That's outside of turn 1. I mean, even sometimes, even on turn 1, these guys can still get filleted. But on top of that, like, don't get it wrong. Like, these two are still some of the best characters in the game. I still use them heavy on any rotations that I'm using, any teams I can. I mean, but under a fused fighter category with this guy and these two, like, they're definitely a lot better. They actually have some real protection because, you know, like I said, you could throw this guy in slot 1 with his dodge, slot 2, slot 3, vice versa. Maybe once they transformed, slot 1s, slot 2s, slot 3s, like, you never know. Like I said, you just got to play your teams right. And now for the last character in the fused fighter team, you could definitely switch some of these around depending on what kind of characters you have, but this is what I would go with. If you want the definitive fused fighter category team, you're gonna run this baby right here, the greatest unit we've seen in the whole game, AGL Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. And I'm not gonna talk too much about this guy because we've been glazing him for the longest time, for like the past like week or almost a week. But I mean, there's nothing this guy can do. Of course, you're not gonna get his entrance animation up, which requires you to have, I think, at least 2 or more GT characters on the team. That's the only thing you're really missing out on, to be honest. Other than that, this kid is free, bro. Like, he works great on fused fighters. And I believe he's on Final Trump Card too, if I'm not mistaken. Let me pull that up real quick. Yeah, so he is on fused fighters and Final Trump Card. So he's on the 220% leader skill. Like I said, this is the only thing you're not going to be able to get active on fused fighters. This is it. Launches an additional super attack and all attacks become crits for 1 turn. Super class allies keep +3 in attack. I mean, my bad. +3 and defense up by 70% for 4 turns. That's the only thing you're not getting. The only thing. Everything else is pretty much free. So if you want a solid fused fighters team, this is exactly what you need to go with right here. If you have all these characters, you have a solid fused fighters team right here. Now, like I said, if you say you don't have the new Gogeta, right? Because by now you should have at least like all these characters, even him. At least by now, you should have at least pitted out 1 copy of him at least. Now, if you don't have the new Gogeta, you can swap him out with Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. He's definitely another great fused fighter character. I mean, almost a year later, and this guy is still putting up some big numbers. I mean, think about it. Against the Goku Black and Zamasu fight, this guy, he eats a super, and then he's giving all that damage back too with his counter. Like this Gotenks, he's an excellent slot 2, slot 3 character. Excellent slot 2, slot 3. He's still one of the better characters that survived this long. You know what I'm saying? Definitely not a slot 1, but Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, like this guy, he's the man right here. He's still good, even almost like a half a year later. Now, let's say you don't have Gotenks, right? Right? Let's see, you could put this together, physical VB. Now, this guy, he absolutely cannot tank a super to save his life, bro. And that's valid, because I think almost every super, or almost every Easy 8 early game Vegito is nothing but counters, but can't tank supers. I might be wrong, but from what I've seen, any Vegito that's super Easy 8 cannot take supers. These guys are normal magnets, bro. They have the highest damage reduction rates when it comes to tanking normals, and then they can get their counters off, which is a part of their gimmick. But when it comes to supers, like these boys are not doing good. I mean, although this is physical VB right here, he has the 50% chance to dodge, which has come clutch for me in the Cell Max Battle Hardened Formidable Foes. This has come clutch for me. That's how I was able to beat that event. It was who was it? I forgot who was on that rotation, but he was there with a Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. We absolutely slaughtered Cell Max, bro. We sent him right back, straight back to the whatever capsule he was kept in. We sent him right back to the Shadow Realm, all that. So this is physical VB. He's good. He gives great support to everybody on the team. I mean, he's not even restricted to fused fighters. He just gives super class allies the attention and the support that they need to be better. Now, let's say you don't have this guy, right? You can run these boys. Angel Goku and Angel Vegeta that transform into Super Gogeta. I mean, don't get me wrong, these guys have definitely fallen off a little bit. I mean, they could definitely get touched. For sure. Touched, fondled, all that. By these bigger by these bigger bosses. These guys will absolutely get manhandled by all these bigger bosses. But once you get into Super Gogeta, then it's a whole different story. Because Super Gogeta, with enough rainbow key spheres, he can actually still do work and tank some of these attacks. He's a good dodger too if you have him built with dodge. But I mean, they're still a pretty solid option nonetheless. I mean, their EZA is not even a year old, but they're still pretty viable. Now, let's say you don't have this character, right? You could put Rose on the team. Fused fighter. You know what I'm saying? The Zamasu portion fuses into Fusion Zamasu. Now, he's not going to get some of his buffs from this guy because he only buffs super class. Although you will get the chance to get the Future Saga buff because he is Future Saga as well. But, I mean, he's like the only extreme class character on this team. I'd kind of keep him off. If you have other options, I'd definitely keep this guy off of this team. But he is another solid option if you want to run him. Like, Rose is a solid option. I mean, the only other character I could really recommend for this team is probably Kale and Caulifla. Another great fused fighter unit right here. They stack like crazy, bro. They can hit 2 million defense with ease, bro. Give them enough super attacks, they'll be there for sure. Great dodging character, can tank hits. Like I said, does massive attack stats. Pretty much almost unkillable, unless like depending on if it's Goku Black. If it's into Goku Black, like he's totally annihilating these girls. Don't get me wrong. He can absolutely fry them with his super attack. But other than that, like these girls, and once you get them going and they get transformed, like they're solid characters. Like they're solid Easy A. But yeah, this is technically like any good fused fighter team. The last slot is always interchangeable, but like I said, since I'm running it based off of my team, I'm running AJL Super Gogeta. That's how I do it. This is exactly how I do it. This is the run I took in my Festival of Battles. Actually, I took this exact rotation into Festival of Battles. So I mean, yeah, really. I mean, if you want to run a Future Saga team, Future Saga I wouldn't really run with this guy. He's not really a good Future Saga lead. I mean, he can lead the team, but Future Saga low-key is a mess right now, and we don't really have any good viable characters in the Future Saga right now. So I'd mainly stick to, if you're gonna run this guy right here, this Goku, I'd mainly stick to Fuse Fighters, and this is the team I would go with right here. You know what I'm saying, with those interchangeable characters. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this team build right here. I think this is probably the pinnacle of Dokkan right now. Literally, this is probably, these units right here on one team literally makes this the best team in the game, bro. Fuse Fighters. This right here, all 6 of these characters make up the best team in the game by a landslide. You have all the best characters. You have the 2 top 10-year EZAs. You have the 2, basically the creme de la crop of 10th year anniversary LRs. And then you have 2 of the new part 1 and part 2 GDC LRs. Like, bro, literally best team in the game. And I think with this, you're probably hitting at least like almost 1 million HP. You have to be all rainbow. You have to be hitting almost 1 million HP. If not, maybe a little over 1 million. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much my Fuse Fighter team that I would run with. If any of you guys need any other recommendations, feel free to let me know. But this is the team I'm running with all the characters that I have. And yeah, you know, like I said, if you guys like this video, hit that like button, comment, subscribe. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.